So you'll either click on a waffle on the screen, it's usually in the top corner, or the circle in the bottom if you're on a Chromebook, or go to sites.google.com and log in with your university credentials. And you'll be brought to a screen that looks like this. The default is still the old Google Sites. Be sure you click on New Google Sites. And when you do that, you'll be brought to a blank page with various sites or no sites actually in your case. You'll click the plus sign in the bottom corner to create a new site. And voila, you've now made a Google site. So the panes here, we can kind of pay attention to. I very much dislike the default. So the first thing I always do is change the header type to title only so it doesn't look so obnoxious. And this is the worst title ever. I'll come up with something better. And then know that inside this white space, you can double click and you're given this wheel. So you can upload an image, upload content, or jump into Google Drive and pull stuff from there. Just write text or embed stuff like widgets, like for the weather, for example. All right, so if that isn't what you're looking to do, over on the far right here, you can add content this way. So you can drag over layouts and then upload images, Drive files, YouTube videos, a map, stuff like that to these panes, and then add text and like a title, a caption, a heading, and then additional text underneath. And if you don't like this, like you realize this was a mistake, sure, you can delete like portions of it, or you can just delete the whole section by clicking the trash can on the far left. So you can kind of weed through this. Most common teachers might do collapsible text, buttons, dividers, YouTube videos. You can also link or insert a snapshot of your Google Calendar, which does update if you update Google Calendar. Docs, slides, sheets, forms, just the standard G Suite tools. I would say to begin with, you might want to look at this particular layout because you can include a picture of yourself and then write a welcome message, welcome to my website type of thing. And then at the bottom, you could insert contact info. Kind of like a welcome message. And then actually write text here. Okay. All right. So what about pages, right? So you can click on this tab over here, pages, and tap the plus sign and make a new page. So what pages would you have if you're trying to sell your skills, right? So probably an About Me page. And then maybe favorite resources, favorite classroom resources. If you're coaching, right, anything you might coach. So for me, I was a forensics coach in college, so I put forensics. And I was also a softball coach. And I'll leave that for right now. Something I bet, I think I'll come up with more. Oh, wait, what if I kind of wish forensics and softball were tucked under like co-curriculars. And then I can drag forensics underneath. I gotta wait for it to be made. There we go, drag it. And if I hover, like drag and kind of hold my mouse over co-curriculars, it tucks under now. I kind of like that look. Not that you have to do that. I just like the drop-down look about it. So favorite classroom resources, I'll probably put tech tools, history resources, like content stuff, and do the same drop-down way. So I've kind of built my structure. Now each of these are a blank page. So I can go on to each one of these, let's say favorite classroom resources, and start messing with those. So if I click favorite classroom resources, here I am. Again, I can then go back to the insert page and start dragging info or panes over to edit. And again, if I don't like them, let's say I drag a few. That looks really bad. But if I wanted to, I can rearrange them by holding right here, and I can drag, or I can just delete it and like reinsert it where it needs to go. I can also change the background color. Just be careful. You can kind of get kind of obnoxious with this stuff, but you need to remember that all this needs to be kind of pleasant on the eye. The other thing you have to remember is that you should be paying attention to ADA compliance. So let me give you an example. If I tap the plus sign and I want to upload an image, so let's say I've already got something in Drive. Hopefully I can find something. And I'll just I made a tiny planet picture here. I've uploaded this picture and I can readjust the size. And I love that Google Sites will it gives me these little like thin lines so I can try to keep it somewhat aligned. And I let go, it aligns. I can crop the image or uncrop it, link it to something. So if the user clicks it, they go somewhere. It's very nice. But if I click these three dots right here, the alt text, you really should be doing that. So the alt text allows someone who is visually impaired to be able to have a screen reader tell them what that's a picture of. So it's a tiny planet of Lancaster, Wisconsin, and then apply. Actually, it's out of respect, I should adjust a tiny planet of the county courthouse in Lancaster, Wisconsin. All right, so and then themes, the next tab over. I don't really care. These are not great. Google is not investing in themes at the moment, but partially to keep teachers from ruining it, because we have a tendency, especially elementary, we love colors and we love design, but not necessarily a palette. And good web design is grounded in compliance, ADA compliance, accessibility, and UDL, as in like a decent color palette that makes this visually appealing on both a computer, a Chromebook, a tablet, a mobile device, everything. And when some web platforms let people customize everything, it becomes a bad website. Whereas Google Sites says, this is your template and this is your palette. You're going to be okay. Just pick that and run with it. I like that actually. So pick your theme and stick with it. I personally still like the default because I can do enough structured like organization and design within it that it still looks good. So when you are done, you would click publish. And so when you click publish, you have to pick the URL. So your URL is going to be, as you can see, sites.google.com/uwplat.edu/something. I recommend using your last name. I can't because I've already made a website with my last name. So maybe write the URL, the handle you have for logging on to stuff. I don't know. Just keep it real short so it doesn't look bad on your resume, right? And by the way, when you graduate, it is possible to add your personal Google account as an owner of this website so it doesn't actually get wiped out. All right, so that is like bare bones. How do you make a website? At some point, we're going to flip this over to not just anybody at UW Platteville, but anybody in the whole wide world, right? So you're probably not feeling there for a few weeks yet, so we'll let that go for now. All right, so your charge is to work on making this classroom website. We will work on it all semester long, as it will be the location where you house content for class. All right, so you can contact me for questions and we'll work on it in class, but you should try to get a start making at least a website with some bones to it, right? So good luck. Holler if you have questions.